match sounded like dramatic, looked like dramatic, but to be very honest, KKR were always chasing the game.
Hi guys, and welcome once again to Straight Back with Mr. Cricket UAE. That is, of course, as you all know, Anis Sajan. We're joined today again by his son Sahil and also Sham from Gulf News, along with myself, Matt Smith. We had our second double header today. A hectic day all round, but first we'll go over to Anis and say hi.
Hello, Matt, and hello, Sham, and hello, Sahil. Hello, beautiful people of Gulf News community. I hope you're logging on to our page and predicting the winner. We are having exciting matches every day, and you guys can walk away with this beautiful jacket and 3 months of subscription from Gulf News.
Thank you. And again, thanks for saying we're beautiful. I always like that. So we had two games, very chalk and cheese games today. Sunrisers eased to a very comfortable, low-scoring victory over Punjab. And then there was a much more dramatic one that's just finished between Chennai Super Kings and KKR. Chennai put up, I think, the highest score so far in this year's competition. And KKR almost got there thanks to some dramatic late batting. Obviously, you can take us through that match first there, Anis, and see what you think about that one.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. You know, the match sounded like dramatic, looked like dramatic, but to be very honest, KKR were always chasing the game once they were 30 for 5, because chasing 220 and we are 30 for 5 is very difficult to come back. But they came back thanks to the blitz by Andre Russell, who came back on his own on this Wankhede Stadium, which I said that this type of wicket will help him. And then little help from Dinesh Karthik. And last but not the least, from Pat Cummins, on whom they've invested almost 15 crore Indian rupees. He proved that he can also bat, and he almost won the game. But credit to CSK, they held their nerves, they fielded well at the right time and ensured, and a victory by 18 runs is a very comfortable victory, I would say.
Absolutely, and we'll come over to Sham in a sec. Just obviously there was a little wobble towards the end there. I think it was the 16th over where Sam Curran got hit for 30 runs off Cummins. I think a lot of teams maybe could have had a bit of a shaky nerve and lose the bottle at that point, but Sham, as Anis just said there, they held their nerve.
Yes, in fact, it is the 16th over. That is that over with four or five sixes there from Cummins of Curran. Actually, that was the one which gave the Calcutta a sniff of a chance. Otherwise, till that point, they were never in the game. Despite DK's big hitting, despite Russell's big hitting, they still were chasing their tails actually. So that particular over gave them a chance. But even then, like Anis said, it was an uphill climb because Cummins was batting with tailenders. So you just need a couple of balls to get them out. But so, I mean, I would say even Nagarkoti made a mistake of going for the big hit rather than giving them strike more. Even at that point, they were 40 off 20 balls or something like that. So there were enough balls for Cummins to play, but I think Nagarkoti made a mistake of going for the big shot and got out. But like Anis said, yes, CSK had the match pretty much under control. The only question was, will they lose their nerve? I mean, if with Dhoni around, they can't lose their nerve. If you look at it, 16th over, when you get Sam Curran taken to the cleaners, and 2 hours later again he hands the ball back to him. That is Dhoni for you.
Yeah, I was going to just mention that to Sahil actually. Dhoni came in and he actually had a quick word with Curran. I think he got hit by another 6. He came in and had another word, and then they got that crucial tail end wicket. So Sahil, I mean, do you think that this is it showing good strength of character for Chennai now to get a game like this under their belt? And also, what does it do for KKR's confidence, having got a 200 score on the board but still losing?
First of all, like Mr. Shyam said, like, you know, when you have Dhoni in it, you have the nerves to win the game. Come on, like, he's captain cool. Even though after Sam Curran going for 30 runs in 1 hour, did Dhoni say anything? No, he said relax. There was a strategic time and he was relaxing his bowler. Shardul was also going for runs. He didn't say anything. That's why he's termed captain cool. And yes, and good to see Dhoni getting some runs also with the bat, quick runs, you know. So credit to him. And yes, and they kept their cool, you know. I just have to admire, I have to say that I have to admire Pat Cummins' innings, really. It was not like he was just hitting it. He was timing the ball to perfection, and he took everyone out of the park. And as for KKR, yes, their confidence is low. I mean, personally, I don't find them. They don't have a great squad. Captain Morgan, he's one of my favorite players, I have to say, but fortunately, he has been absolutely terrible with the bat. He's not been great with his captaincy. And he must be also thinking, oh my God, my main bowler, Pat Cummins, going for 4 overs, 58 runs. He must be thinking, oh God, what am I supposed to do now? He brought in Sunil instead of Shakib. That did not work out at all. So what can they do now? KKR looking out of shape.
But Sahil, I think you should be happy simply because you were worried about KKR yesterday. You said their batting is misfiring. I mean, you were saying that Russell was not doing well. Here you have Russell showed who he is today. I mean, if it was not for a bad misjudgment, I think he could have that would have been a bit of a interesting end. Because if he had Russell and Cummins coming together in this form, you don't know what would have happened.
Honestly, yes, you can say, yeah, Russell did bat well, but after how long you're seeing Andre Russell bat like this? I want to ask you, since last tournament, have you seen him done anything like this? Last IPL, I barely saw him do anything. This is his first game after, I think, 20 odd games. So I will give credit to him, but he bowled really poorly. So, and he got out to a wrong ball. He shouldn't have got out that
While now Dad Dhoni is captaining well, you should be happy. The team you're backing has been winning, so be happy.
Of course, I'm happy. MSD is a fantastic captain. You have to give full credit to him. He kept his cool.
Dad Dhoni. So you have a dad and you have Dhoni.
We've not even mentioned Faf's show earlier for Chennai that actually kind of set them up. Honestly, that's what set the stage for this. This really strong innings. If you look at the way that they were batting, boom, 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 quite solid numbers all the way through, even to, as Sahil said there, even Dhoni got into double figures. And there was no way back for KR from that point. Faf, SRH, even Moeen again getting a good quarter century in there. So
that's what they've improved compared to last year, Matt. You see, last year they were struggling to get a good start with Watson and Faf not able to fire. And this time, even though Rituraj has been struggling, today he kept his composure. And mind you, his shots were jaw-dropping. His cover drives were really a treat to watch to the eyes. And Faf is an experienced campaigner. He showed why he's one of the best in the shortest format. Scored a brilliant 95, very unlucky to miss out on 100. But the platform set by both the openers laid the foundation for the rest to go for big runs. And 220 is always daunting for an opposition. Okay, no score is safe on a Wankhede Stadium, but 220, and when you have a captain like Dhoni, you can believe that they can defend 8 out of 10 times.
Okay, and Satish, no, sorry, Satish, sorry, Sham, I was just going to say, we just mentioned there, Dhoni getting 17. Moeen has been this almost an unsung hero for Chennai as well. He seems to be almost putting himself back into the England.
By the way, we have Gautam also with us, just for knowledge. We missed out on him.
Okay. Hi, Gautam.
Hi, Gautam.
Hi, guys.
We were just running through
Gautam must be disappointed. He's a silent man. KKR is blown away again. Gautam, we need to hear from you. What went wrong?
No, I'm not really disappointed. I think we have touched upon virtually all the points. See, obviously, the good thing about Chennai is they're looking like the Chennai as we know them. But a few, the takeaways from Dhoni's captaincy, I'll say that, you don't take knee-jerk reactions on the basis of one game or two games. Rituraj in the last 3 matches, he got 5, 5, 10. Today, he was, he really played a classy innings. Now, if you look at KKR, the problem with KKR is, they have got a very, very demanding fan base here. There are already, just to fill you in, there are already muted calls for his head because as Sahil said that he hasn't been getting runs. His captaincy, if he has a plan A, from there, he possibly doesn't show the inclination to switch to plan B. Now, he's a World Cup winning captain. That's why you can't, you have to give him that long rope. Like today, this Sunil Narine, he got a fair bit of respect from the Chennai batsman. But if you have to keep a middle order who can chase or can go anywhere near the 200 plus, then you ought to have played Saqib Al Hasan, I think, if you really want to add some meat to your batting. What happened was a complete fluke, that 6-wicket partnership of 81 between Russell and Karthik. It doesn't happen every day. And then Cummins was amazing. I mean, he showed he has some 60 odd in the tests, but he showed that he can really tong the ball. But they were always up against
And do we think that maybe obviously does that score flatter them? Considering that they were 5 for 31 or whatever it was that we mentioned earlier, because
I think that score could have been little flattering for them. I mean, it's always get 200 runs on the board, but when you've got nothing to lose, you can play with a lot more freedom.
Okay. Now we'll very quickly we'll look at the earlier games, because obviously there's 2 games today. It was much more of a one-sided affair. Sunrisers had an easy chase. They chased down 120 I think it was 8 balls to spare. But again, it didn't really look as though that was ever really in doubt. Anis, do you think that we're seeing Sunrisers that can contend this year?
Well, Sunrisers definitely had the experience of playing at Chennai, and they read the wicket better than probably Rahul, even though he won the toss and decided to bat. But they did not learn from what Delhi learned playing against Mumbai. When they knew that you have selected to bat first, they should have aimed for a total of around 140 to 150. By scoring 120, you're always behind the game. And what smartness Sunrisers did was they took the game deep, but made sure they lost only 1 wicket. And that's why the victory looks very comprehensive. But there are no ifs and buts, but the 20 runs extra in the bank would have put pressure on Sunrisers, because they had lost 3 games chasing, and it would have been the back of the mind. And mind you, they had Williamson today, so they controlled the game in the middle and finished the game quite comfortably in the end.
And again, Sahil, Sham, Johnny Bairstow and Warner both delivering with the bat again. Are we getting more people that are justifying their price tags alongside Morris and who did we mention the other day as well? Maxwell, justifying their places in the team.
No, not really. This is different. I mean, these guys are veterans. They are proven customers. They have been doing the same thing for Sunrisers over the last few seasons. So it is not. Here is the Chennai wicket, and the thing is they played it very nicely. Even 120 is difficult on this wicket. What they did was just they got most of their runs in the power play, so that they could take it easy or when the going got tough. And which at several points they were just taking singles and just pushing it along, making sure that they don't lose the wickets. In fact, they had 73 on the board by the time Warner left, and Kane Williamson is an old warhouse at this. I mean, he knows how to handle the situation. He just kept rotating the strike, and they were home and dry pretty easily. Actually, although it looked easy, I thought it was not as easy as it. They actually had to struggle for it. But what they did was they batted sensibly, very smartly, and they played cerebral cricket. I would say that Ian Morgan should learn from this, because this is the way to play the Chennai wicket.
Okay. And Sahil, where does this leave Punjab, do we think? Because they started strongly, they got a great win in their first match, but now they seem to be hitting a little bit of a crisis.
When I saw their starting 11, they took out their 2 foreign bowlers, Meredith and Jai Richardson. I was like, okay, who's going to bowl for them? Who's their main bowler? So I was like, okay, I don't know where they're at. They're like KKR. They don't know who their squad is, to be honest. And for Sunrisers, they should be grateful that Warner and Johnny Bairstow got them to a 70 for 1. Suppose if Warner or Bairstow got out early in the first or second over, I don't think Sunrisers would have chased it. And they're grateful that Kane Williamson is back fit. He took it till the end and won the game for them.
To get them over the line. Cool. Gautam, what's your takeaways now that we've had a couple of double headers and everybody's got a few games in the bank now? We can actually throw this open to everybody. Where do we stand now that we're into the second week of the competition?
No, it's still early days, but what's happening is I think Chennai is certainly crystallizing into the team. They've filled up those holes. very well. I mean, Moeen Ali is providing with the X factor at number 3, as well as his tight of spin. And so if you've got Moeen Ali, Suresh Raina, then Ambati Raidu, and then Dhoni is, today he came up at number 4. So it showed that, he is getting that, he knows best, like how his game is going. So today, that's why he could come in at number 4 and give it a final push. It was a bit of bit of a slog, but he's definitely looking in better shape than what he was in the UAE. So they are the teams to look out for. Mumbai, of course, Mumbai, but Rohit has given some warning signals to his batsmen that every match we can't be defending this modest total, so you need to up your game. And of course, RCB, they're looking too good to be true. I mean, it's just 3 out of 3. So these 3 are definitely there, and then we'll see. There'll be a lot of changes in the shuffle. I mean, you can't rule out Hyderabad either. They're a very, very resilient team. And today, as Sahil said, I mean, the return of Kane, I mean, he works as a kind of pivot that you don't even know that, where, and these low scoring games, he's absolutely a gem.
Cool. Anyone, anything else there, Sahil? Do you think, I mean, we didn't mention DC there in that lot. Surely you think of something about them?
Sahil?
Yeah, of course. I had mentioned earlier that DC are title contenders. Like I said, look at their squad depth, man. Like Ajinkya Rahane doesn't fit in their lineup. Steve Smith somehow fits into the team, and Nokia is a top bowler. He had a fantastic season last season. He also can't get a spot. So I think Delhi are definitely title contenders.
And look at Manchester
So how are
City.
you going to beat my team? How are you going to beat my team RCB? Sahil, you have no chance to beat RCB. Think about plan to beat my team RCB.
No, but Anis, I thought Bombay was your team. Oh, no.
Bombay is always my team. Bombay is always my team. But RCB is my favorite.
Oh, sitting on the fence.
It's me, Brewers.
Yeah, I mean,
Jam is also supporting RCB.
No, see, I am an RCB supporter, but I think Mumbai will win.
Yeah, it looks like. At the moment, they look the team to beat. It's going to be fun.
We'll see if people start wearing their colours on their sleeves a bit more as we get towards the playoffs, or in risk of possibly missing out on the playoffs. That's great. That's great, guys.
Matt, but again, like Gautam said, this is early days. If you look at the last edition in UAE, after the halfway mark, the whole league turned on its head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was, I can't remember, one of the teams made a push right from the bottom of the table and made it to the playoffs.
Hyderabad,
that was Punjab.
Yeah, Punjab, I think had 4 wins or 5 wins.
5-match win streak, which brought them back into the reckoning. But again, they just they just barely missed it.
And also the other odd thing this season is as we move from we're moving from one location to the other. And that will put another spin on this competition as well, as people have to adapt to different conditions for a period of time away from home.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Great show, Matt, today. Bye-bye.
Cool. And we'll just say, guys, everybody, again, thanks for listening. And we'll just say, don't forget to log on to our Facebook for our competition. You name who you think is going to be the player of the tournament, and you can walk away with one of these tops and our 3-month subscription at Gulf News. So thanks very much. Thanks, Sham, Sahil, and
thank you
guys. Thanks, Matt. Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.